Now that we have some confidence in push and pop, we can start thinking about implementing some more sophisticated methods. But before we do, we're going to require an iterator. So to do that, we're going to go back to the stack interface, because one of the things we left out here is the fact that we want this to extend the iterable interface. So I'm just going to add that right now. And what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to iterate through the stack, and it's also going to allow us to use the enhanced for loop, or the for each loop as some people call it. Now when I save that, I wonder if list stack is going to give me any kind of error here. Yes, it does. So if you look at the error, list stack is not abstract, does not override. So it doesn't override the abstract method iterator. So we do want to override iterator. Again, I'll just implement all abstract methods. I don't need to implement those other two things, so I'll just generate the iterator method. And you can see it generates it down here. It gives me a unsupported operation exception. And I am going to implement this, but before I do, I'm going to go write a test for it. Okay, so we're going to test iterator. And in fact, we're going to test Iterable, the Iterable interface. And one way to test that is to see if we can write an enhanced for loop involving the stack. So I'm going to go ahead and write a method called test ABC iterator. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to print out a string. So string str is going to start out as the empty string. And then I'm going to say for all elements which are strings. Okay, so all my elements in the stack are strings. So for all string s in, I'm going to use the ABC stack. So start that. That's the one I want to use. So if stack is iterable, I should be able to use a for each loop just like this. Okay. And each time through this loop, it's just going to iterate over each element in the stack. We already said that it should iterate from bottom to top in our Java docs for the type. So let's see, we're going to say that string, actually I'm going to call this result. Okay, so I'm going to say result plus equals s. So that's just going to append the string. So the first time it should append A to the result, the second time it should append B, and the third time it should append C. And after I do that iteration, I should expect that the resulting string is ABC. So let's do a check for that. The result I'm expecting is ABC, and the actual result is that result. So this seems like a reasonable test for the iterator, so let's go ahead and run that. And of course it should fail because we haven't even implemented the iterator operation. And in this case, the iterator operation hopefully should be pretty easy to implement because since we just want to return ABC in that order, and the list has ABC in it in that order, we should just be able to call through to the lists iterator. Okay, so not a list iterator, it is just a regular iterator, but the iterator of the list. So I'm just going to return here contents dot iterator, and wouldn't it be nice if that just worked? So let's try it. And look at that, it passed with flying colors. Fantastic. So that was pretty easy to get the iterator for a list stack.